The reported drama in AEW is completely unnecessary, but we got to talk about it. If you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Thank you so much for 40,000 subscribers. So we all know that Bobby Fish is no longer in the AEW because Tony Khan chose not to re-sign him. Well, did you know that Bobby Fish wants a fight with CM Punk? I mean, everybody at this point is pissed off at CM Punk, but Bobby Fish spoke about it on his Undisputed podcast. And this is just very interesting to me because if you remember before Bobby Fish's whole contract scenario went down, then you might remember Bobby Fish went on Twitter talking about leg kicks, and he talked about the art of fighting inside a wrestling ring. And it definitely sounded like he was taking some shots. Now, Bobby Fish said he would like to fight CM Punk. He says, let's just make this a formal invitation to Phil. I'm down if that's the direction he wants to go. I mean, he could pick the time, the place, like we could do it in Chicago. Fish was also asked for clarification, so he says, let me stop you right there. You're telling us as we're recording this that you're challenging CM Punk to a match? He did say if anybody's got a problem with him who walks past him in the hallway, tell him to his face. You're telling him right now, you name the venue, you name what we're going to do, and you'll be there. Fish then says, yeah, I mean, like, that would be kind of fun, right? It can be boxing, it could be kickboxing, it could be MMA. I mean, shit, we can do this bare knuckle. He can pick the weight, he can pick the place. Like I said, whatever he wants to do. But yeah, let's make it official. Like, come on, Phil. Now, what's really interesting here is Bobby Fish also confirmed on the podcast that for the last 5 months, he was trying to have a conversation with Tony Khan about doing a kickboxing match since May of 2022. And he basically said he tried talking to other people in the company, but he couldn't talk to Tony Khan because he was so incredibly busy, which obviously this isn't shocking. We know it's kind of been a big thing in the past where people have publicly said they tried talking to Tony Khan and communication wasn't necessarily there. But look, Bobby Fish wants to fight CM Punk. Obviously, whatever is happening here, there's just so much to it. It's kind of funny, but Bobby Fish is legit, man. And I don't know what's next for him after leaving AEW. I don't know if there's a spot for him in WWE or whatnot. At this point, when we learn more details, I'll keep you guys updated. But we got to talk about this backstage fight. We got to talk about this, guys, because there's a lot of details coming out about this backstage fight. And I know a lot of times, you know, I'm sure every channel is talking about this, but we need to offer some real analysis here. When it comes to this backstage fight, there's been some stuff that's come out, you know, from Fightful Select, and obviously other news sources are coming out and talking about it. But basically, Fightful reported that somebody backstage allegedly saw Punk start things by throwing punches at Matt Jackson. Basically, the Wrestling Observer confirmed what Fightful had reported, and essentially Punk's trainer friend Ace Steel, yeah, the guy that dropped the F-bomb on TV, he was also involved as well. The Observer reported that Steel threw a chair that hit Nick Jackson in the eye. Kenny Omega was involved with Steel by grabbing his hair and allegedly biting him, according to this Observer report. Now, obviously, there's been no public comment here. As of this writing, no one involved nor AEW has commented publicly about the alleged incident, part of which is due to legal issues. Now, this backstage drama that is happening here in AEW is not a good look for the company. However, they got to figure this out. Whatever is happening here has to get figured out. I don't want to paint the picture that CM Punk is a bad person. I don't want to paint the picture that Kenny the Bucks, Ace, I don't want to paint a picture that any of these people here are in the wrong because, again, we're just going off of reports. We don't know everybody's side to the story. Obviously, CM Punk was completely pissed off at the media scrum. But nonetheless, it doesn't change the fact that I truly believe, based on these reports, this is a bad look for the company. This is a bad look for Tony Khan and AEW. And it's unfortunate because when AEW is good television, that is what we should be talking about. We should be talking about MJF. We should be talking about creating stars and great storylines and great 5-star matches. We should be talking about the fact that MJF has the ability to finally cut a promo or talk to the fans this upcoming Wednesday on Dynamite. But instead, we are talking about backstage drama, and it's just not a good, positive spin. And that also leads me to this backstage stuff, and as to why there's no talk from AEW, because this is an interesting thing. Meltzer says no one involved is allowed to talk about what happened due to pending legal issues. Nobody's allowed to talk or want to talk because, well, they're not allowed to talk. There's pending legal issues based on what happened. It is not a work at all, and you don't have legal issues, and police officers run in there. It's not a work, that is for sure. In fact, Meltzer also mentioned that there's legal people involved. There's a lot of legal situations involved, and it could be very messy. I think that's one of the reasons why no one in AEW is allowed to talk about it from a company standpoint. No one is talking, but they're going to have to address it at some point. There is this belief that maybe AEW stars are going to be fired from this situation. One name that's being mentioned is Ace Steel because of the fact that he cracked Nick Jackson with a chair. Many other people are saying he's very lucky that he's not in jail. Several sources in AEW believe that Ace Steel will not be brought back in the company after this incident. PW Insider had also noted Steele's wife was said to have been around caring for Punk's dog. The story of Nick Jackson having a black eye came from Steele throwing a chair at him. This is all too incredibly interesting here, and I don't know. This came from Fightful Select. Obviously, there is a lot of craziness happening here, and I really would like to see AEW get it figured out. Cody Rhodes knew things were about to get crazy. He knew, and it's strange, but Cody Rhodes got out. I wonder who else is gone. It's not unusual to hear of backstage fights happening in wrestling, obviously, but I'm curious as to what is going to happen here moving forward. Who's staying, who's gone. Ace Steel getting fired for something like this. Obviously, you just don't throw a chair at your coworkers. But again, we don't take sides here. We don't know everybody's side of the story. So if they're all fighting, you can't. I don't think you just fire one. I think you got to get rid of everybody at that point. I don't know. It's strange. This is a negative story. I absolutely hate it. Again, I feel like the art of AEW is the fact that they can do great television, not the fact that they got stuff like this happening in the background. And for me, it's just not acceptable. As a fan, analyst of wrestling, this is just simply not acceptable. Let me know what you guys think down below.